friends, welcome to Little Lambs. Today we're going to hear an amazing story. First, let's do our rhyme to get started. Put your hands together and say it with me if you know it. Open them, close them, open them, close them, give a little clap. Open them, close them, open them, close them, fold them in your lap. Shh, it's time to hear God's story. Lammy's here today to hear God's story too. I'm going to put him right here. We're going to open God's big storybook and get out our green story quilt. There's a lot of pieces for today's story. So I'm going to move closer so that you can see the story instead of me. There's our green story quilt. When the story's done, I'll make sure and hold everything closer to the camera like I usually do so that you can see it better. Okay. Let me get organized. Like I said, we've got a few things. Okay. Okay, now I'm ready. This is Peter. It's going to be our puppet for Peter. It's made out of a clothespin. If you have wooden clothespins around, you could wrap fabric around them and draw faces on them too. Peter is one of Jesus' helpers. The story we're going to hear is from God's book, the Bible, and it's about Peter. This is going to be our jail, our prison. You can see that it has bars. Peter was in prison for telling others about Jesus, and his friends came to Mary's house to pray. And this is Mary's house. We'll put it right next to there. There's the jail, the prison, and there's Mary's house. Everywhere Peter went, he told people about Jesus. But King Herod wasn't happy about that. The king had Peter thrown in prison. There he is. He's in prison. 2 guards put heavy chains around Peter's wrists so he couldn't get away. Here's the guards. They put heavy chains around Peter's wrist so that he couldn't get away. Peter's friends were worried about him. They went to Mary's house to pray. Here's his friends, Rhonda and Mary. They went to Mary's house to pray. Other friends came to pray too. There's other friends. They're all at Mary's house praying for Peter, who's in prison, surrounded by guards and with chains on his wrists. All night long they prayed, "Dear God, please take care of Peter." When Peter was sound asleep, an angel came to Peter and woke him up. There's the angel. up," said the angel. "Put on your clothes and shoes and follow me." Then the chains fell off Peter's wrists. He got up and put on his clothes. Then he followed the angel right past the sleeping guards and out of prison. Peter rubbed his eyes. "Am I dreaming?" he wondered. Peter followed the angel to the city gate. It opened by itself, and as they walked through, the angel suddenly disappeared, and then Peter knew that God had sent the angel to help him. Peter hurried to Mary's house. He knocked on the door. A girl named Rhoda answered. "Who's there?" And Peter said, "It's me, Peter." Rhoda ran to tell the group of friends that were praying. "Peter's here," she said. At first, Peter's friends didn't believe it, but Peter kept on knocking. And finally, when they opened the door, they saw him. And it was Peter. Peter came inside. He told his friends all about the angel. There, they're all together. He told his friends all about the angel and how God had saved him. Peter's friends were happy to see him. God had answered their prayer. Let me fix this so I can show you a couple things. Okay. Let's say our prayer. Dear God, thank you for saving Peter. Thank you for hearing our prayers too. Amen. Today, you could roll out Play-Doh and you could make strips. You could cut them with a knife and then like a plastic knife or a Play-Doh knife and then put them together and make paper chain strips. Play-Doh chain strips out of your Play-Doh. But another thing you could do would be to use paper. I've made more than one chain. I think they're really fun to make. You can use any color construction paper you want, and you just make a strip, and then you staple it together until all the strips are connected. You can make wide strips or skinny strips. You don't even have to have construction paper. You could use pieces of magazines or plain white paper. See how big of a chain you can make, and you can practice playing this story with your siblings or your parents and put the chains on your hands. And then after the angel shows up, after Peter's friends pray, the chains fall off and he gets to walk out right past the guards and right through the city gate, and it opens by itself, and then the angel disappears. And then he gets to go tell his friends all about it. So you can play that too. Another thing you could do is cut some pictures from magazines or catalogs or even store flyers that you can be thankful for, like people, food, homes, pets, toys, beds. And then you can put all of those pictures on the table and talk about the things that God gives us every day, like all of those things. You could take 1 or 2 or 3 pictures and glue them onto a note card or tape them. When you're doing that, you can say, "Thank you, God, for my home." Or if it's a picture of a puppy, you can say, "Thank you, God, for animals." Or if it's a picture of food, you can say, "Thank you, God, for food." You could even do prayer requests. If it's a picture of a family or friends, you could say, Dear Jesus, please keep my family safe. Or Dear Jesus, please keep my friends safe. When you pray, you'll know that God hears you. You can attach a paper clip to your pieces of paper. I want to show you one that I did. Here's one. It's got money and food, yummy fruits like raspberries and grapes, and it's got Christmas bags, so like a gift. And then you can cut a hole in the bottom and take a paper clip and attach it. Here's another one. Thank you, God, for play. He's doing paint. And then I put a hole in the bottom and attached another one. And this is thank you, God, for Jesus and pumpkins and blackberries and orange juice. So you can attach them together. Here's a couple more. We thank God for Play-Doh. And doctors. And you could take a paper clip and attach it. This is thank you, God, for food like corn and a bicycle and a dog. And you can make a big long chain and have that be your prayer chain. These things are thank you, God, and please keep people safe to God. And even if it's the first time you've ever prayed out loud, you know that God hears you. Thank you for coming to Little Lambs today. Lammy is glad you were here too. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.